I think everyone can see my chart now. You shouldn't not be able to. So what I was basically saying on your dollar yen is that if you follow my profile, you'll see that we looked at it here and we said, all right, we don't want to short yet. It's too high. It's the same for this. Okay, the profit margin was just too small and you fell right back early. Okay, and then you get this sudden rise much higher. All right, you get this really big sudden rise. Now, we knew that was far better for short. So we said, okay, well, let's leave it. Let's let the price move. Let's let it do its thing. And it absolutely did. And that's where we are now. And more or less, I think eventually you're going to get this back and down to this level of support here as a reference point. Now, that's because if you look to the, if you zoom out a bit, you can see this is more or less a sideways movement. Okay. Now, if I swap that midline to red, okay, it helps things a little bit more. But what I think you'll probably get is eventually you'll get to the bottom side of this. Okay, so you'll get down here. Let's check my chart isn't blocked. Okay, great. So we're there. I hope everyone can see. Let's start again. Welcome, guys. If you want to press the boost, do it. If you want to start here, do it. And if you're someone like Bill who wants to get on the academy and be like Philip down here, you know, I do have bonuses that are there exclusively as long as you take them. And the price is reduced. For another 24 hours, it's a bit cheaper as a bundle. But anyhow, I think you'll get down there eventually. And I think eventually you'll come lower. And that's just because you've come up you've done about 50% on the dollar yen already. Okay, so it's a mammoth move. It's gone all the way up here, 50%. Okay, half of its value. It's enormous. Okay, and it's just pulling back a little, but it's just really weak at the moment. But although, and this is the thing that a lot of, Sowing Coins, been here a lot. Great to see you. East Midlands, fantastic. I'm in East Anglia. So a bit further down, I think. Right. So yeah, it's good to know where people are from. There's a lot of guys from everywhere in here, which is fantastic. But just as a key lesson, guys, just remember that a lot of people are they ask me, do you think we're going to get here, Will? Do you think we're going to get there, Will? Do you think we're going to get there? You know, I mean, it doesn't matter. None of this matters, right? It doesn't matter if we get here or not, because I don't care at this point. All I'm interested in right now, and all you should be interested right now, is this. That's all that matters. That is move number one. If you don't get that, don't worry about the rest of it. It's just irrelevant. Okay. And that's going to coincide with all of this, right? All that PA that my indicator labels for you pretty much, and stops you making crap decisions, because if you short at support, you're going to get cleaned. Okay. So I'm glad everyone can see. I use these are SMAs 20, 40, 100 and 200. The reason why is in the academy. If you're not in already, you'll need to upgrade, because that means you haven't got it yet or you haven't watched the videos. Anyhow, yeah, there's a very specific way to use those MAs. Now, I'm going to go the FTSE. Anyone who's looking at it, I think you're going to get a larger move down. There's a lot of rejection. The Euro Yen, actually, I did a post on. Some of you guys might have seen it on my profile. Okay, we looked for rejection in line with this. You're getting rejection in line with that. Okay, so the short entry was good. Slight bit of entry confirmation because you're getting early rejection with this candle. Okay, so if you took that, great. I think eventually, you know, you probably get something like this. Further down the line, you'll pull back. That's where I like that pair at the moment. Bit different, but you've got similar on the US yen, the US dollar yen. It's a short. Pound yen, the same. So I like all yen short. Now, AUD yen specifically is quite nice. I like this. Probably exit around here. I like the AUD yen for shorts because you've got all of this to go off. Okay. And again, this is what you get at the academy. I mean, at the newbie entry, the done for you part. But after that, you need to know these rules and why that's a short and where to exit, most importantly. as we fall down. So all yens, really. All yens, I like them short, pretty much. That's what I'm after here. Anyone who's going to ask me about gold, it's trickling along. We spoke about this yesterday. Okay, you're stalling. I don't think that's going to hold whatsoever. I think you're going to get back. Don't short it. Do not short it. Okay, if it comes up here, you want to get short in line with this movement. Okay, it's sideways. But the more you hit on these levels here, the more you do this. I mean, it's like if you watch a horse race, the horse runs and it wins and wins and wins, and you see the odds change on it and people think it's going to win. I mean, eventually it's going to come through. Or you could think of it like a horse race where a horse runs so many times, eventually it's going to win the race. That just cannot go on forever. It will break through. I'm looking for longs. Let me just get rid of all the drawing. You have got support level here. It's very early on. So I think perhaps, 1950, you could scale in for a very light long. All right. It's just a bit early for me. And then lower down, you're really going to need to use those higher time frames. Maybe 1915 is ideal. Okay. But we called it short for a while. If you do find some news comes out and pops up, we're just short again. Firstly, for advanced traders, 2K, and the rest higher up. Mara Bessie, great to see you. Thanks for coming. Philip, let me just go back to what you said. Sorry, I forgot. Well, I guess I've answered it in a way. FTSE, I just think you're going to pour down short. I'm short on it. My overall bias is short, and I'm slightly long hedging. You'll know what that means because you're an Academy member, which is good. Okay, so yeah, CAD Yen. I actually did a video on this, I remember. If you didn't get this short, you're probably a bit too late. I think, you're pulling onto this early support, so I'd be careful with that. If you took it short, just get out short. I would exit for gains. I think I prefer it up here, more or less. Anything around here. Okay, and there accordingly. That's where I like the CAD short against the yen. Slightly higher up because it just gives you a bit of breathing space for this. At the moment, you're hitting that immediately. So it is a short, but, I just let it roll a little bit. Gold, I've done. Okay. So, yeah, thanks for letting me know, guys, about that. There's tons of guys coming in again. If you can hit the boost, let's see how many have boosted. Well, 5, great, thanks. Click this if you want to start. Hero of the Day is a member as well. We have very big news incoming this week. We can check over the news, I guess. Let me just... I usually use FX Street. I mean, you do have a lot of news on TradingView, which is great. But FX Street, today you've got consumer prices for Euro 24 minutes, and then a bit of New Zealand going on. You've got employment change here, Fed interest rate. Yeah, there's a bit more news. You're absolutely right tomorrow. And rolling through, it changes slightly. So, bit of news in 24 minutes, and after that, US news tomorrow. Yeah, it's probably going to be quite prolific. I hope it shocks things a bit because the markets have been so lackluster. If you look at the S&P, I mean, who likes that? Really dead. If you're wondering about S&P, I'm still short up here, and I think you'll get there. Again, it's just so you've got breathing space for a profit margin. So yeah, I'm mainly on FX today with this live stream, so people can get that. Pound dollar, you've got it here. So pound dollar, I think what you can really do here is you can take. I like this for scalp / intraday longs. If you're sitting here, you don't have my methods, and you're saying, "Wow, he just said it's long. I'm going to buy." Don't do it, okay? Because it's very dangerous. You don't have the plans required. But that is a intraday hedge long, okay? So I think you probably get something like that, at least, I would say. 25 pips or something. But overall in the longer term, I'm not really interested in shorts until you get to these two really key MAs. So that creates a kill zone for me because you're coming to the 100 and the 200. They're right together. What you have to do to make sense of this is just understand that the last time you hit that was there. Okay, that was over a year ago. So think about it. You're coming to a level that you haven't been to for 1 year, over a year. Okay, 13 months. Maybe you'll get 14 months or 13 and a half. It's an extremely long amount of time, and therefore, if you're getting something that's once in a year, it's likely it's going to be a good trade and a good price. Okay, so anything around that 127, 1265 to 1275 is ideal for scaling in short. Just use your brain. All right. I mean, the 100 MA you've not hit for even longer. March, February, end of Feb, you've not hit it. Look at your stochastic oscillator. Okay, it's curling over. And what happens is traders who don't understand price action, they don't understand early exits, they don't understand changing their size, will go nuts for this and get short. And then it curls up a bit more. And then we short. Okay, and all their stops go. And that is how markets work. So we're looking short higher up. We don't want to short too early. You definitely don't want to short now at early support. Okay. Just trade with the smart money. The smart money has their orders in waiting to crush the market. That's where I'd put mine in. All right. And again, it gives you breathing space. 1275 all the way to 1255. That is your profit margin for move number one. Whether it comes down further, which is fairly likely, or not, we don't care at this point. We just want that first move. Okay. Has anyone got any questions specifically about that? What is a target for FTSE short? That's in the academy. I don't really give signals. Bitcoin, this is mainly for FX, but I will touch on it. Bill, I've no idea what that means. Howd, I don't know. The calendar is great in FX. The dates you're in calendar. Yep, that's right. Don't forget to change your time zone. That can get you. You are correct on that. That's done it to me a few times. Just be careful. Pound New Zealand, a nice short. I'm struggling a bit in the resort zone, 105. I'll do an analysis on Pound New Zealand. I'm trading the Pound New Zealand. I have for a while. And yeah, you're right. I mean, we said it was short. Great. I'm glad you took it. What was the question specifically? Struggling in support zone. No. No. 195. Okay, so you've got various support zones beforehand. I think you're in the. I'm pretty sure you've got some of my courses. You might not have the one specifically for this, but there are various support zones in the way before that. You need to use higher time frames and look further back. All right. There's loads of them. If you're looking for key support, it's where there's the most PA and a mixture of MAs and things like that. That is in the third upgrade if you haven't got it. That is key support. Everything else is minor support. Nonetheless, I wouldn't short it now because you're landing into that key support. All right. You probably will get a pop-up when you reach that, which is like here. And if you wanted to, you could take it very, very lightly long, okay, and take an early exit. Analyze gold. I have done that. There's loads of guys coming in. If you are brand new and you've just come in, http://goldstreak.io is the place if you want to get started. Okay, if you want to trade accurately, I don't do these live streams lightly. I don't do posts lightly. I just do them in line with what works, what I've learned for 10 years and what works for me and everyone else, I would hope, because my streams are quite popular. I get quite a few editors' picks. I mean, let's take a look. If you were watching my editor's pick, I'm sure lots of you guys saw it, but I called it short literally there. Okay. That's where we look short. All right. We set it on live streams. Okay. We reshorted and we reshorted. And if you're an Academy member, you would understand what to do now. Okay. And you've taken a nice juicy profit. You reshorted and it's been thumped. Okay. On my profile, I mean, you can see that it's here. That's what it looked like before. That's what it looked like before. April 26th, right there. That was your chart. That's April 26th. And you're out for gains. And that wasn't an accident. I didn't guess. I picked that pair specifically and I made that call specifically, right? And we're out for gains. You should be long at this point. You should no longer be short. You should be long.